Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Simpson. I am here in my living room again with Penelope, and I am going to read you guys another book today. This book I've chosen from the public library, and this book is called Shifty, McGifty, and Slippery Sam. And the author is Tracey Corderoy. I have read lots of books in our library by Tracey Corderoy, and the illustrator this time is Stephen Lenton. And I only chose this book because it just seemed like a fun book to read. So let's share Shifty, McGifty, and Slippery Sam. In the dead of night, when the moon yawned down, two gloomy robber dogs plodded through town. Let's see if you can find them. They got to their house and they flopped down inside. "We're no good at robbing at all," Shifty sighed. He tipped out their swag bag, but nothing was there except for a spider who gave them a scare. "You're right," crackled Sam. "We are bad at this job, and think of the places we just couldn't rob. The bank and the butcher's, the paper shop too, the bookshop, the big shop, and even the zoo." Now, if we were in the library at Broderick right now, I would have stopped the story and asked you some questions. Like, for example, on this page, what is a clue that tells us that these two guys are not very good robbers? And I would also talk about the word swag, because swag is not a word that we use in Canada. So those of us who don't come from Great Britain, we would probably say the goodie bag, the things where you put those things that you really, really like. So here we go. They couldn't even rob the zoo. Look, they tried to go out with somebody in their bag. You can see. "Hey, we should rob something less tricky," Sam cried. "Like where?" muttered Shifty. "Where haven't we tried?" "Our neighbors," yelled Sam with a whoop and a shout. "But hang on," groaned Shifty. "They never go out." He paced up and down. "We'll invite them to tea." "A party," he sniggered. "Oh, clever old me. And then, when the neighbors are having fun here, we'll sneak to their houses and rob every one." I don't think they mean every one as in the person, they mean every house. I'll show you the, see? Everybody is in their house, and the plan is to sneak out to their houses. "But parties have food," grumbled Sam. "We can't cook." "Don't worry," said Shifty. "We've got this cookbook." They started with donuts, and to their surprise, they turned out just right, so they cooked some fruit pies. "Now cupcakes," cried Shifty, "and let's ice them too." "I never knew baking was fun, Sam. Did you?" And while you're looking at that picture, let me ask if anybody notices the way that the author is telling this story. If you all guessed in rhyme, then good job. The party day came and the neighbors piled in. How lovely, hey Penelope? How lovely, said one with a big curly grin. They gasped with delight when the food was set down. So creamy, so dreamy, the best buns in town. Why, thank you, blushed Shifty. It's nothing, beamed Sam. Would you care for a donut with raspberry jam? Now's our moment, hissed Shifty. They're all drinking tea. We need to get robbing, I think. Follow me. As they sneaked through the window, they hadn't a clue that a neighbor had heard what they wanted to do. They're thieves, he said crossly. I think that it's time that we all put a stop to this terrible crime. As the robber dogs went to see what they could find, all of their neighbors were creeping behind. Oh, wow! Sorry, whispered Sam as they slunk through a door. They'd never seen so many goodies before. Then all of a sudden, the door opened wide. No, you don't, yelled the neighbors, bursting inside. But the Scotty dog suddenly started to sob. My Teddy, he sniffled. They stole Big-Eared Bob. Don't cry, pleaded Shifty, and Sam turned quite pink. We're sorry, they murmured. We just didn't think. We see now that robbing makes everyone sad, but we still need a job. Not a job, though, that's bad. I know, said the sausage dog, nodding his head. Why don't you open a cafe instead? A cafe? Gasped Shifty. Do you think we could? Oh yes, cried the others. You'd be really good. Now again, if we were in the library, I would stop and say, why did the sausage dog think that these two guys, these two robbers, could open a cafe and be successful? Either you can stop the movie now and talk about it, or after the movie you could talk about it with your parents or your auntie or somebody who is watching this with you. Or you could just think about it or write it down if you like on a piece of paper. Why are these guys going to be successful at being a cafe owner, according to the sausage dog? So the very next week, on the town's busy street, their new cafe opened, all shiny and neat. It had white polished tables and chairs with pink hearts, and it served yummy cupcakes and little jam tarts. Now that looks like a cafe I'd like to go to. Look at that cake. Wow. Oh wow, Sam grinned Shifty. Just look at that queue. All our neighbors are waiting, and other dogs too. Sam peered from the window, his fluffed up his hat. No more robbing, he nodded. We're done with all that. Now, Shifty and Sam never grumble or groan. They love baking cakes and they leave crime alone. And as far as their swag bag, I'm happy to say They crumpled it up and they chucked it away. All right. Well, Shifty, McGifty, and Slippery Sam, that is the first story about them I'm going to read. Maybe another time I will read you a follow-up story to how the two continue to be either successful as cafe owners or go back to robbing things that they can't really rob and are not very successful at. So thank you for listening to the story. Until we see you again the next time, goodbye year 1 and year 2. Goodbye from Penelope as well.